not a wrestler yet. She's just on the reality show Total Divas, so they're using that to their advantage. Let's sell this. Let's cram another person down our throats that can't really wrestle.
Not only have we asked for a divas/women's wrestling show, my friend, I can come up with at least 3 storylines already to start these women off and give them each 10 minutes apiece, at least. At least.
Well, we got to send our resumes out to WWE to be writers.
But I don't understand. You got all credit where credit's due to Triple H for putting together the NXT. But who are the writers that are writing for NXT, and then who are the writers that are writing for the WWE?
I have no idea. And how are you writing for NXT when you should be up there writing for WWE when you get more viewers? You're on network. Well, you're not on network. You're on network cable TV where NXT is on the WWE network. If you don't subscribe to it, you're not going to see it. So wouldn't you want to be your A game, be on Raw, on SmackDown, and Superstars because you can get that on Hulu if you want?
Unbelievable. Team Total Divas gets the win. As we said, it was kind of like the Brie Bella swan song because it looked like it was her goodbye as she's probably heading into retirement. Nikki has to head into retirement almost too because of her neck injury. Brie Bella got a big pop doing a couple Daniel Bryan moves, and that got the crowd that was in there going.
We also saw the debut of Lana in the ring.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. I had to throw that in there.
Yes. I mean, as soon as she took off that jacket cape, Rusev, buddy. Thumbs up, my friend.
Thumbs up. I like.
Thumbs up. I mean, look at out of all of those women that were in that match, Paige can wrestle. Natalya can wrestle.
Alicia Fox
can wrestle.
Naomi
can wrestle. Tamina, Emma, who I don't know what they did when they sent her down, but thank you.
That was like a golden opportunity for her.
I love the character, and she looks even more beautiful than she did when she first came up with that ridiculous dance moves.
With Santino Marella?
Yeah.
Well, now she's dating Zack Ryder.
Yep. And Summer Rae can wrestle a little bit. I think the least of the wrestlers was Brie Bella.
Yeah, I would say so. But then after that, you had WWE Hall of Famer veteran come into the ring, Lita. But you're doing this on the pre-show. You should wait till at least the end of the pre-show when all the fans were sitting down and people were actually turning on the network to start WrestleMania. You have Lita come out and announce the long overdue announcement that the women will no longer compete for the Divas Championship. They will compete for the WWE Women's title. And she said it was a high time they stop calling the women divas and start presenting them as serious competitors and not just eye candy.
Thank you.
It's about damn time.
Thank you, Lita. And thank you for getting rid of that ridiculous butterfly belt. And now, I mean, the women's title looks like the World Heavyweight title, but
it does.
In white, and they have the red in the background. Great. I'm all for it. Thank you for getting rid of that crap. I know I posted I had posted on Facebook that the possibly the match of the night was the Divas, and your girlfriend corrected me. So I was gonna repost women's, but I was like, you know what? I'll let her recorrect me.
It was funny
because
I was really into it, and all of a sudden she's on Facebook. She's like, "Hey, look what Anthony just posted." I'm like, "What?" And she shows me the post you posted, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, he wrote Diva." She's like, "Yeah, I know. It's the first thing I noticed." And I'm like, "Oh, I should tell him." She's like, "Don't worry, I'm on it." And she starts writing ASAP right to you.
That was great. That was absolutely great.
And that's the first time her and I watched WrestleMania together, and she was kind of into it. So it was kind of cool that she was getting really into wrestling.
Yeah, the Usos took on the Dudley Boys in the final match of the pre-show. Usos beat the Dudley Boys in a forgettable match.
They put them through tables.
Another forgettable match. Yeah, they put them through tables.
But who cares?
But yeah, and the storyline has kind of been a dud. It's kind of been boring.
Did you hear Bubba Ray talking smack throughout the match? She's like, "This is what we did to your father." I was like, this is just bad. Like, where are you going with this? Where are you going with this? And then they lose anyway?
Yeah.
If you're going to talk it up and say how badmouth Rikishi and all, I honestly thought they were talking about, he's like, this is what we do to your father. Maybe a surprise from Rikishi. He would have came out and helped them win. But, no. We didn't see that as well. So
now we get to the meat of the night.
The meat and
actual
potatoes?
pay-per-view that started at 7. And let me tell you something right now.
You tell me.
I know I didn't post my predictions on our page, but for the most part, I got most of them wrong because it was very unpredictable.
Well, the first match was totally unpredictable.
The first match, the ladder match for the Intercontinental title, as Kevin Owens defended his title against Sami Zayn, Sin Cara, Stardust, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and Zack Ryder. And who comes out on top? Long Island IZ.
Woo, woo, woo.
Zack Ryder comes out in an emotional moment with his father embracing in the ring after. The Miz was sitting up there waiting to grab it, and then Zack Ryder just comes, throws him off, and grabs the title, and there was your new Intercontinental Champion for the time being.
So here's what I thought when the match started, okay? Originally, when the match went down, you see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like going at it, like when they did the little stare down. Originally, I thought Sami Zayn was going to win. Then I started thinking a little bit deeper as a wrestling fan. And then you start seeing Stardust wearing the polka dots to tribute Dusty Rhodes. So then all of a sudden he brings out the ladder, which had polka dots on it. And I was like, okay, they're in Texas. Maybe he's going to get the win. And we were talking before the show. I was telling you how I was sitting with people who are not wrestling fans at this WrestleMania party I attended. And the one guy's like, what's with the polka dots? And I'm sitting there cringing as this guy's ripping on Stardust about the polka dots. And I turned to the guy. I'm like, it's a tribute for his father. And he just was silent for about 3 minutes. He didn't say a word. And that's what I thought he was going to win because it made sense because you see him wearing all the if you're not familiar, polka dots were big when Dusty came to the WWE back in the 90s when he had his character. And then you see Stardust, same color, polka dots. They're in Texas, where Dusty's from. Why not do that?
I have watched wrestling long enough to know that I'll either watch it by myself or I'll watch it with people who are really into it. If you're bringing someone to watch this wrestling event, especially WrestleMania, that's just there to hang out, no. Absolutely not. No. There's one night where just leave me alone and don't bother me. And, kudos to my gal because she got into it all night. I mean, since the Royal Rumble we watched together, it was like the first pay-per-view we watched together, she got into it so much.
Did she watch wrestling before you were together?
Not as much.
Okay.
But she started coming to our events that we'd have every pay-per-view, and she got into it so much that Sunday morning, she asked me to take her to the mall, to Hot Topic, to get her a wrestling shirt. I mean, she got a Paige shirt because she's a huge Paige fan. Nice. And they
have Paige at Hot Topic?
They got Paige at Hot Topic. They have Flair, Charlotte Flair as well. I got the Dean Ambrose one, the nice with the barbed wire and the red.
The Suplex City one?
Not that one.
That one's a cool one.
The one he had before that.
Okay.
And it's just the DA on it. And I also got a Ric Flair styling and profiling T-shirt as well. But hey, man, if you want to get wrestling shirts, Hot Topic has a lot of them. They have a couple Brock Lesnar's, especially during WrestleMania. They always have like their own little booth of wrestling stuff. But yeah, she was into it. She enjoyed it. She likes AJ Styles, which big thumbs up on that.
Yes.
And yeah, man, I can't watch wrestling with fans that are not into it, or at least don't watch it. If you're coming to watch it, don't say anything.
Just watch it.
Just watch it and let us enjoy.
Eat the food, drink a beer, and just watch it. Don't say anything else. No need.
I mean, there's no need for that.
If you don't want a beer, have some soda.
Yeah, but how surprised were you when Zack Ryder won?
I got really excited. I jumped out of my seat because I wasn't expecting it. I was like, what? And then Melissa, she started laughing at me. She's like, you're such a dork, and I love it. That's what her quote to me of the night was. And I was like, hey, it's wrestling. It's
life. It's life.
It's life.
It's life.
So, but you were talking about AJ Styles. that was the next match.
Another surprising ending. Chris Jericho, AJ Styles, good match, not a great match. You could tell they were both gassed really early.
It was good to watch, but you could have gone to the bathroom and you could have gone to maybe get some extra food if you needed. I think
the problem was maybe AJ Styles was a little nervous as it was his first WrestleMania.
I think
Jericho
so too.
A little older, a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good match. It was a good match, but it wasn't their best.
No.
They've had better. And I think we're all to the point where we've seen enough of that.
Done with that feud. Let's move on to bigger and better
Let's
things.
move on. Chris Jericho surprisingly gets the victory, and a lot of fans were upset about it, saying, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to bury AJ Styles? But as we saw on Monday night, that is not so much true.
Not the case.
We'll get into that in our next segment. League of Nations take on the Bootios, the New Day.
How ridiculous was that entrance?
Coming out of the Zero, I thought it was pretty cool. But
they remind me of Power Rangers and Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. The League of Nations get the victory. Surprised that they didn't give it to the New Day. But it all set up the return of the Attitude Era as Shawn Michaels, who, can I say, looked phenomenal.
He looked amazing. He could wrestle in the main event.
He looked better last night than he did in his last match against The Undertaker.
It's that DDP yoga, man.
Wow, Shawn. Wow. Mick Foley comes out. He looks good, too. He lost a lot of pounds.
Yeah.
And
he
then,
also doing the DDP yoga.
Yep. And then the coup de grace. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He looked like he ate DDP.
They come out. They take out the League of Nations. They have a little fun with the New Day. I love Austin fake dancing and then stunning Xavier Woods.
I knew it was coming, too, because you just saw him looking, and then all of a sudden he's like, this isn't me. And then right to the stunner, like the typical Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That was a fun moment for, of course, the Texas fans who where Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin are from. But nice to get the Attitude Era guys in there for a little bit.
And if you notice, they're all drinking Broken Skull IPA.
Oh, yeah, I want to try that.
So do I.
I want to try that.
Figure out where to get some.
A nice little moment. Then we head to the match that I thought would be match of the night, but it underwhelmed big time. Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar in the no-holds-barred street fight.
That was just airtime filler. It was just, to me, that's all it was.
13 minutes, man.
You need to fill
time. It ended so early.
Yeah, but
no one bled.
I felt it could have been a lot more. You could call in this big street fight. They did more on that one night of Raw when Lesnar attacked Ambrose in the parking lot and sent him to the ambulance to set up this street fight. But it was kind of really dull. That's how I felt.
Yeah, it did not live up to the expectations. I mean, all you got from Lesnar, of course, were the suplexes. Then he'd get a low blow. Dean would bring in a weapon and start hitting him with it. He'd bring in all these chairs. Then he brought out the bat, and I was like, man, we're going to use this. But I'm PG era street fight.
How can you even do a street fight in PG era?
It was just, I mean, you got more out of Raw than you did out of this, like you said, and it was just underwhelming. And I expected more, and I definitely expected it to be longer than it should be. But we did get saved by the match of the night.
Should have been the main event.
The match of the night, and barring some of the early botches in the match, because you could tell they were a little nervous and a little fast, but man, I'll say it again. The women's title match was the match of the night at WrestleMania as Charlotte won and defeated Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks to become the women's champion.
Can I say one thing, though? I've noticed a lot lately with these big, we'll go back quickly to the IC title. You put all these people in the ring, and it always seems to be only two people fighting, and then the other guys, or females, because it happened also in the women's match a little bit. You had Sasha Banks lying on the floor for about a good 3 to 5 minutes, and then in the IC match, everybody's on the floor except Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then You throw one of them out of the ring, and then another guy